What's up Multiverse, Dr. Dave here, welcome to the Geek Lounge. So I am very excited about today's video because I finally got in the Naruto Hokage rock sculpture figure to complete the Hokage set, which is actually conspicuous by its absence right now. Naruto, a little help please.
Shadow Clone Jutsu!
Thanks Naruto, I appreciate that. So yeah guys, we're going to be unboxing each of these, checking them out individually, and then putting them all together at the end to see how awesome it looks. Let's go! So kicking things off then, we of course have to start with the first Hokage himself, the god of Shinobi, Hashirama Senju. Straight off the bat, I love the fact he is holding a leaf, a really cool nod to those flashbacks which showed the founding of the Hidden Leaf Village. He holds the Hokage hat by his side, of course has those Hokage robes. There are the red buildings you guys would have seen by the side, and of course then the stairs leading up to the cave systems and eventually the plateau at the top. Speaking of the top, we do of course have his rock sculpture as well. Rather plain compared to the rest, I have to say. It doesn't really stand out too much in terms of features, but the figure is still very, very cool. And speaking of cool, I mean, is there really any other word you can use to describe the second Hokage, brother of Hashirama, co-founder of the Hidden Leaf Village, Toby Rama Senju, inventor of Edo Tensei and the Flying Raijin Jutsu. And just very quickly, I wanted to direct your attention to that building, house, whatever it is at the back of the rock sculpture, because you may or may not have noticed the roof is actually a different colour to those that were on Hashirama's rock sculpture, which I think may have been an oversight by Funko. We'll check that out at the end when they're all together though, so you guys can see what I mean. Love the outfit. Of course, Tobirama didn't really wear the traditional Hokage hat or robes. He was a bit of a rogue, wasn't he really? And we see him there standing in his almost kind of samurai-like blue armour with the... I guess it is a helmet essentially, right? The grey spiky hair, you may notice some leafery or bushes there at the back. And then of course his rock sculpture, there's a lot more going on compared to Hashirama's one. Captures him really nicely. And again, yeah, a really cool addition to this set. So next up we have the third Hokage, and I guess, was he the acting fifth as well? Hiruzen Sarutobi. And I have to say, I really like this pop a lot. We've got the old man dots, the blemishes on the skin, the goatee, the pipe. It just looks really, really cool in the full-on Hokage outfit. I think they've captured him really, really well. And this is actually quite unique. It's the only Hiruzen Funko Pop we have. The other 6 Hokages have all had singular releases in the past. There's of course been plenty of Naruto, plenty of Kakashi, a couple of Tsunade, a couple of Minato, and there was also that 2-pack of both Hashirama and Toby Rama. But yeah, this is the only Hiruzen Funko Pop we've had. I really hope we do get a singular one of him at a later date. You guys will see some of the stairs leading up. You know what? I didn't notice this the first time I looked at this figure, because I've actually had these for months. The first 6 I've had for a long time. Naruto, for whatever reason, took me ages to get. But yeah, that building at the back, the roof is actually the same colour as the Toby Rama one, and a different colour to Hashirama. Again, I'm thinking it's just an oversight by Funko, maybe not. You guys will probably see a bit more at the end when I have them all together, what I am talking about if you can't see right now. We then of course have the rock sculpture at the top. I love the fact it's got the crack, because we saw that of course in the anime, and it's also showing Hiruzen as his younger self, because the rock sculpture would have been made at the time when he first became Hokage, right? Not much later on when he of course grew old. Next we of course have the 4th Hokage and father of Naruto, and I know that's a bit of a spoiler, but I feel we're kind of in the realm of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker here at this point, guys. I am of course talking about Minato Namikaze, inventor of the Rasengan and the man who perfected Toby Rama's Flying Raijin Jutsu with his Flying Thunder God technique, referred to as the Yellow Flash by the enemies of the Hidden Leaf. Again, a building down there that I didn't notice the first time, where the roof is a different colour. I'm not even going to mention that anymore because it's boring me. I can only imagine it is boring you guys as well. Love Minato. I've never really done a top 10 of my favourite characters. If you guys have watched my channel before, I've probably said it 1,000 times. Itachi Uchiha is my favourite character. Minato would either be 2nd or 3rd for me. The ones kind of coming up, you know what, actually Minato probably would be second, because third would be a toss-up between Jiraiya and Kakashi. So yeah, I would actually go with Minato as my second favourite character from the series. Love the fact that he's holding one of those kunai there that he would throw using, of course, that flying rising technique. He's wearing the Hokage hat. I think this is almost kind of like him going to battle with the Nine Tails, because he's kind of got the like gear underneath. I think that's all pretty cool. Then we have the rock sculpture up top. One thing you guys probably haven't noticed, and I don't know if maybe I'm seeing things here in the light, it just feels a little bit darker, like the texture of the rock sculpture compared to the others. You may be able to see it when we put it all together. But yeah, it captures him pretty well. You also see those stairs kind of going up to like the plateau. Is plateau a good word? Like the cave system. You could have argued, like, could they ever had it all like straight at the top rather than this kind of cut off design? Again, you'll see what I'm talking about more at the end. I don't know, I still think this looks pretty good the way Funko have done it. And if you hadn't guessed, next up we have the 5th Hokage, Lady Tsunade, the only female Hokage so far in the world of Naruto. She, of course, is the granddaughter of the first Hokage Hashirama, known as the world's strongest kunoichi, its greatest medical ninja, and one of the 3 legendary Sannin. Again, as I mentioned earlier, we have already had 2 versions of Tsunade as Funko Pops before, so I love the fact that they've given her the hat, the like green robes kind of attached really only by the shoulders, the arms folded. It's a much different pose, so I do like the fact that they've gone for something a little bit different to those other 2 Funko Pops. We have the, was it Yin Seal? I think that's what it was, the diamond there on the head as well. That is pretty cool. And then if we go up to the rock sculpture, doesn't look anything too amazing. It's kind of pretty much just Tsunade. It's kind of her, like similar, I guess, to Hashirama's sculpture, but what are you going to do, right? They're just trying to literally capture them as best they can in like a rock sculpture. Next, we of course have the 6th Hokage, the Copy Ninja, the man of 1,000 jutsus, master of the Chidori, and former leader of Team 7, Kakashi Hatake. I mentioned it a minute or so ago. Even my 3rd or 4th favourite character, definitely between him and Jiraiya. Though I would say out of all the Hokage rock sculptures, this one is definitely my favourite. I think Funko did an amazing job on this, considering we've had so many Kakashi figures before. Young Kakashi with a chase, Kakashi with Chidori, there was a glow Chidori. Didn't they then bring it out and change the name to Reikiri? I'm pretty sure, there was like one with a Pakun, may have even been a couple of it, yeah, like Anbu, the Anbu chase. There's been so many Kakashi Funko Pops, and they still outdid themselves with another awesome design, sitting on the rock, reading one of Jiraiya's novels, mask still covering the face. We can of course see the scar of the eye, the Sharingan eye, of course. He eventually like lost it. Again, that's maybe a bit of a spoiler, but again, come on guys, this whole video is probably a bit of a spoiler, to be perfectly honest. I do love the fact that the hat by the side as well is so small that would never fit on his head. I guess it was the same with Hashirama as well, but we hadn't got to like the others who were wearing the hat, so I couldn't really make that distinction for you guys. But I still quite like it. The design I think is cool. The fact he's got the poncho on over the top, it's just really, really cool. And the rock sculpture as well, brilliant. I think that's how it was. I don't believe he had the, like they made the sculpture with a Sharingan like eye as well. I'm pretty sure it is just like that. Should have maybe looked at that before. But yeah, it definitely captures Kakashi in all his glory, pardon me. And then finally, we have the 7th Hokage, Naruto himself. This is the first time I'm actually laying eyes on this outside of the box. And again, I think Funko have done a really, really good job on it. There have been literally 1,000 Naruto pops, Naruto with Rasengan, Naruto eating noodles, Sexy Jutsu, Sage Mode, Kurama Link Mode. There's already been a Naruto Hokage, which also had its own chase variant. So yeah, plenty of Naruto pops. But again, they've made it pretty different. We've got the like Hokage cloak, pardon me. He is wearing the hat, which we've never seen before. I do think that's cool, but you're kind of like, does it kind of, I mean, you guys will see what I'm like about to say in a minute when we put them all together. Does it kind of spoil the, I don't know, juxtaposition, I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. I love the fact that we, of course, have the taped hand. Of course, Tsunade had to give him his arm back. He's almost like getting his fist ready, cracking the knuckles. He even looks like a little bit angry there, doesn't he? I feel in the facial expression, like he's ready just to whoop some candy ass. Again, we've got some leaf and some bushes there at the back, and then the rock sculpture up top. It does look a bit weird. I have to say, I don't know if... Well, the face looks great. I think like they've really captured Naruto there. Although he does look like it is his younger self. So it's kind of like the rock sculpture, I always thought was done of them when they first became Hokage. And he certainly had his short hair and everything when he became Hokage. But again, they captured him kind of like in his younger self, right? But it's like the paint job, I feel, is a little bit weird. It looks like there's a lot of smeared paint on there. Though one thing I will say, I haven't actually seen Boruto yet. Not a single episode, can you believe it? I just find it so hard to find over here in the UK. I don't know why, but yeah, maybe Naruto's rock sculpture does look like that in Boruto. But yeah, guys, we've looked at these all individually. Let's now put them together. And there we go, guys. That is the full set together. And in my opinion, it looks absolutely awesome. I am loving it. That's not to say there, of course, aren't any faults with it. Let me direct your attention back to those buildings, because this is what I was talking about earlier. As you guys can see on Hashirama's rock sculpture, we actually have the red roofs, the red accents, and then it's just kind of brown. It's almost pretty much the same color as the rock face on Toby Rama's. So again, I don't know if that was an oversight, but then some of the other buildings on some of the other figures also have that same roof color. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Funko did there. I don't believe that's quite screen accurate. Maybe I should have checked beforehand. And now I do have to say, the most disappointing aspect of this whole set coming together, I mean, you guys probably noticed it already, the gaps in the figures. That is a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, I don't think it is the end of the world. These are Funko Pops after all. They're not super duper expensive. If you got these in the sale, you're like 15 to 20 pounds, $15 to $20. I think they retailed around 30 to 35. So yeah, okay, if you bought the whole set at retail, you probably paid somewhere around 100 and, I don't know, 50-ish pounds, dollars, whatever currency you purchased it in. But it's not like it's a super duper expensive £1,000 statue, right? So I think we can forgive Funko for that. And at the same time, if you actually had it up against a dark background or even a brownish background, it wouldn't really look so bad. And I also have it here on a table where maybe the ground isn't necessarily even. The table itself is not completely flat going across, so that probably makes things look a little bit worse. I did also mention the rock face for Minato is a slightly different color. I don't know if you guys can tell that there on the camera. There's definitely something different about it. It kind of almost looks smoother, but not as shiny as some of the others. Again, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's again one of the only other minor flaws. And the only other thing I would say, going back to the Naruto figure, what I was trying to say before, I don't think juxtaposition was necessarily the right word. Maybe more like symmetrical is the word I was looking for. Because if you check out Hashirama first, he is holding the Hokage hat by the side. Then you have Toby Rama, of course, doing his own thing, his own outfit. Almost doesn't really look like the Hokage. Then we, of course, have Hiruzen, Minato, and Tsunade in the middle, all wearing their Hokage hats. I think that looks really cool. Then we have Kakashi there by the side, again, with his grey hair, kind of matching Toby Rama, kind of doing what he wants to do, reading a book, chilling. And then you have Naruto on the end with the Hokage hat. Could he have had it down by the side, similar to Hashirama, just to have given it this more kind of symmetrical view? Maybe, but at the same time, I did say I was happy that Naruto was wearing the hat, because it's kind of a very different figure to the ones we've had before. But with all that said, overall, I really enjoy this set. I would honestly give it an 8, maybe even a 9 out of 10. Again, if those gaps could have been closed a little bit more, this would have definitely been a 10 out of 10 set. I think it looks really cool. The colours of all the characters there at the bottom, and then the rock sculptures, even though they're kind of like this boring brownish colour at the back, it still just goes really well. I think Funko did a super job with these. And because I have been asked this question before when putting sets together, I've got you guys covered in terms of the dimensions. So with the set fully together, its length is 73.5 centimeters or 29 inches, its depth is 12 centimeters or 4.7 inches, and its height, the tallest point, is 21.5 centimeters centimeters or 8.5 inches. And well guys, we come to the point where I need to wrap this video up. So first and foremost, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend with me here on the Geek Lounge. It is very much appreciated. And I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. This has been the Naruto Hokage full rock sculpture by Funko. I could literally admire it all day. I could talk to you guys about it all day, but I want to hear from you in the comments section below. Which of the 7 individuals is your favorite? And out of 10, what would you give this as a full set? And as always, we've got plenty more content on the way for you guys. The usual Funko, Lego, statues, figures, and TCGs all incoming. Make sure you stay tuned for all of that and more. What is the easiest way to stay tuned, you ask? It's very simple. Subscribe, hit click, smash that subscribe button, and enable those notifications so you don't miss out on any of that future content, guys. Thanks again for watching today's video, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds.